All right. Hey guys. So sorry, I was having some technical difficulties with my computer itself, and the whole thing just crashed, and I had a long time trying to fix it. All right. Hope everything is working right now on the lights. The most importantly is hearing me and also seeing the screen. Okay. All right. In any case, if you guys have any questions, right, feel free to type it in the chat box down here. All right. And I have yeah, I have enabled it for it to be able to talk to everyone. All right. So feel free to type any questions if you guys have any. All right. And for pre-markets live analysis, remember that every week you guys can just request any pairs that you want me to do with you. All right. And then I will make sure that I will attend to the pairs that you guys put in the chat. Okay. All right, so let's begin with the pre-markets live analysis for today. All right, so for just before I begin, this is the disclaimer. Remember that everything in this webinar is educational in nature and nothing should be construed as investment or trading advice. All right, so please remember to do your own due diligence before you guys trade. All right. Next thing, the agenda, right? We'll be covering high impact news events for the week ahead and also key technical setups that we should watch out for. All right. And I'm your host for today. My name is Woon Hong, and this is the key news events for the upcoming week ahead, right? For Tuesday, sorry, for Monday, we don't have any high impact news, so you can expect the markets to be a little bit slower than normal. All right. And for Tuesday, we have quite a number of news actually. We have AUD as well as USD high impact news. All right. Firstly, for AUD, we have the monetary policy statement as well as the press conference. So you can expect AUD USD, AUD CAD, and AUD JPY. These pairs to be extremely volatile, right? Usually AUD USD moves a little bit slower than other pairs, even though it's like counted as a major pair, right? Um, but it moves quite fast when it is affected by high impact news. Okay, so just be careful for those who are trading AUD USD. All right, so for 10 p.m. this is Singapore time. All right, we have USD ISM services PMI as well as USD jobs job openings. All right, so this will affect slightly, only slightly USD pairs. All right, because ISM services PMI news itself don't really affect the USD pairs that much, but job openings might affect um the USD pairs because it's related to the jobs in the markets right now. All right. And we all know based because of the war itself, there is a lot of uncertainty in the markets, and this affected the number of jobs that are open. Okay. And for Wednesday, we have NZD employment change as well as the unemployment rate. All right, and this is I think for since it is 6:45 Singapore time, sorry, excuse me, then it is about minus 8 hours, uh, about 12. Oh, sorry, it's about let me see, 12. Yeah, it's about 12 p.m. I would say, or 12 a.m. Yeah, UTC. Okay. Thursday we have zero news. All right, so price in the markets might be very stale. Okay, but that is us for Friday. All right, and Friday is usually the first Friday of the month. Is usually our favorite NFP. Okay, so we have to be very very careful because uh you can see right here for USD itself, um I'm not sure if you guys know, but the Fed chair is going to change. All right. And I'm not sure if it might be directly affected for NFP itself. All right, but we shall see. Okay. So we have GBP news. All right, we have CAD news. All right. And then of course we have our NFP. All right, so this is something that you definitely have to watch out for when you are trading on Friday. All right. Okay, so now let's move on to the charts itself. Let me see. Where is my... Yeah, here. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so very beautiful. I think for... Wait, let me see. Yeah, for 1, 2, 3... 2 weeks ago, right? I went through with you guys the pre-markets live analysis, and all of the setups. I won't say all, but most of the setups actually did work out very, very well. And I hope that you guys have captured most of the trades. Okay, but of course, now it's like a new week, okay, and we shall see how the markets is going to present itself to us. All right. So from what I can see over here, all right, let's just take a quick look. Let's start off with DXY. Okay, that's like the basis of everything. All right, so for DXY, you can see on the daily time frame, right, we are indeed bullish. And the reason why is because right here, price didn't close below this low. All right. And when price didn't close below this low, what this means is that it could possibly continue upwards, right? Instead of, for example, if price actually broke past this level, right? What it might do is it could have done this, right? But instead, since price has failed to break below this previous low over here, all right, what it could do right now is to come up even higher, right? So it might not respect this area of resistance, which is a common level that price might react to. Okay, so what I am looking at is for price to, let me see on the H1. Uh, hmm, let's see if, okay. Well, actually, I'm looking at this area that price might react to this area. Let's take a look at H4 for a moment, yeah. Wow. Actually, I really like the H4 movement. You can see this level right here. We have a beautiful level over here that we can work with. So let's go back to daily. Okay, so I think I will continue to place my pivot point in this area over here. All right, because it seems to me like the H4 we could possibly look for a entry. All right, so I think this is okay. So we shall put our pivot here. Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering if I place my pivot here, right, there is a high chance price could reach this area as well. All right, but there is a level, right, which is this area, which is very beautiful, right? You can see how many times price actually touched this area, right? Resistance, support, and then resistance again, and resistance again. All right. So there is a high chance price could continue to act within this range of motion. All right. Very simple. All right. So what we could do is, let me see. Let me see if there's a, okay, 61.8% projection, very nice. Now let's take a look. Should be 78.6%. Yeah. Okay. So what we could expect is for price to at least reach this 78.6% feeble projection. Let me off this so that you guys can see. Yep. Right about here. All right. And this aligns with our pivot point. All right. And then the next thing is, of course, our first resistance will not be here because this gives us too small of a gap, right? What we will do is for price to react to this resistance level. Okay, and let's see. Okay, next thing will be at this area over here. Yeah, all right. We can see first support, first support. Yeah, all right. So this level, very beautiful overlap support level will be my first support. Okay, so we only have one confirmation here, which is the 78.6% feeble projection, but that's fine. All right, and then we are looking for a rejection downwards. All right, this is what I am looking at for DXY. All right, for now, for Euro USD, okay, very simple. Since DXY could possibly be let's take a look. Okay, so we could possibly see DXY continue to fall to a level that we are looking at, which is this area over here. Yeah, I actually like this area more. Okay, so we shall place this as our pivot point. Okay, and then let's see. Do we have a retracement? Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So we have the 61.8% feeble retracement, which is pretty close to our pivot point, right? Right over here. So I will mark this area out. All right. And let's see. 1, 2, 3. Hmm. Okay, let's see if we are able to group more. Hmm. Yeah, but I think this is okay. We have a 100% feeble projection as well, right? But as you can see, this is slightly, let's see. Okay, if the distance between the confirmation and our pivot point is about, well, it is close to 20 pips. Okay, we shall not use this, okay, because it is slightly misleading. All right, we could still use the 61.8% feeble retracement, and the reason why is because I want to keep it to about 10 pips. Okay, I think that is okay, right? Because we have, for example, if let's say price comes down, right, um doesn't have a perfect entry, but still continue to maneuver around, right? There is a we have a 10 pip um gap, okay, for price to maneuver around. But 20 pips is a bit too much, I would say. Okay. All right, so for my first support, right, I will be placing it at this level over here. I wouldn't place it too far, right? For example, at this area, all right, I'll place it right over here. Okay, and the reason why is because at this level, if let's say, right, price were to come down, right, past our pivot point, past our first support, it will most probably go all the way down even more, right? So what I will do is to keep your range um as close as possible to your pivot point, but of course leave some space as well. All right. So you at least have a decent risk to reward ratio when you guys trade. All right. So for my first resistance, I will be targeting. Yeah, I think we could do it at this level over here. Okay, and then a bounce upwards. All right, as simple as that. Put this here. Oh, okay. So next thing, right? Let's take a look. GBP USD. All right. So for this pair itself, um, I am definitely looking at two areas. All right. One will be this level, all right, which is the overlap support level that price has been reaching all the time. You can see how many times price reached this area, right? Support, resistance, resistance, support, all right? And then the next thing is, of course, uh, let's see, this support level right here, all right? This is my support area. Okay, and then for resistance wise will be, let's see, yeah, will be this level over here. Okay, so we can see right now the market has already opened. All right, but of course, right now for Euro USD, GBP USD price will be very much still quite quiet. All right, because we are in the very early Asian session. All right. So for this GBP USD trade setup, let's take a quick look if we have any confirmations. Uh, let's see. Okay, we can't draw a pivot retracement level, but what we could do is take a look at. Mm, Yep, I think we don't have any Fibo confluences, but that's fine. I think it's okay. Yeah, okay. But one thing to take note of for GBP USD is this area over here. All right. Price might react a little bit earlier at this pullback support level. All right. So this is something that you want to take note of as well. Okay. If I go to the H4 chart, right, you might see price reacting at this level. Okay. But of course, we are looking at the daily overall direction. All right. Which is, of course, bullish. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so next thing, let's go through the other pair, which is USD CHF. All right. Wow, everything reacted very beautifully. Okay, so very simple for USD CHF. I will be looking at. Let's see. Hmm. Well, actually, I was looking for a buy, but right now price has moved on quite far away. Let's take a look. Yeah, I was actually wanting to take a buy over here for USD CHF. We have a beautiful, beautiful level over here. Let's see, let's see. Price is very much. Okay, for USD CHF, right? I am still actually looking for price to come down a little bit more to this level. Yeah, so I shall leave this area as my pivot point. All right, and then let's see. I think we do have a bigger picture. Let me take a look. 78.6. Yeah, it should come down a little bit more though. This is maybe 20 pips. Yeah, I think we can not use this. But it should come down a little bit more from what I am looking at. But let's see, let's see. Because price is, you can see if I were to use the Ichimoku clock, right? Price is looking bullish, but it is still below the Ichimoku clock. All right, so there is a possibility that price might still come down a little bit more, right? Before we can take a buy. Okay, and then for my first support, I'll be placing it at this common level over here, right? My first resistance will be at this swing high resistance level over here. Yeah, this makes more sense. Huh. You see, interestingly enough, right? GBP USD and USD CHF, they have opposite correlation, meaning that if GBP USD goes down, USD CHF should go up, right? But both of them are going up right now. You can see how price is both green, right? It opened as a bullish candle. All right, so interestingly enough, let's see. Right, USD CAD is really starting to um, be bearish, but I think we have an opportunity. Let's see. Yeah, we might be able to catch. Let's see. This might be a little bit risky, but we could possibly, because remember I showed you guys that we have, oh, CAD news is on Friday. Yeah, so I think that's fine. Okay, so right here, this pivot point, right, could act as a pullback resistance. All right, and I believe it aligns with, yeah, almost aligns with the 50%. But the issue is, will price come up just a little bit more for us to set up a sell entry, right? That is the major question. But that's fine because let me just mark all this out and explain a little bit more. Okay, so the reason why I would, there is no way, right, that we could possibly look for buys, right? That is just looking for a reversal, right? Like for example, the buyers will come in here. Where's my highlighting tool? Yeah, here. The buyers will come in here, right? Because you can see support, support, then of course support, right? Then all the retail traders will enter buys. But all these areas just acts as further liquidity, meaning that price can take out this stop loss here, can take out this stop loss here, right? All these levels. So what we want to do is to stay on the right side of the market and only look for um entries with the current trend. And the current trend right now is a bearish trend. All right, that's why I want to set up a sell entry instead of trying to look for reversals. All right, that seems like a better choice. Okay, let's see if we have a projection. Most likely, oh, oh, very nice. Okay, we have a 61.8% Fibo projection and a 50% Fibo retracement at our pivot point. Okay, so we are looking for a sell. All right, all right. Okay, next thing. Let's move on to USD JPY. Okay, so USD JPY. I think it was, yeah, it was just last week, right, where there were quite a number of pairs that actually had a very, very sharp move like this. Okay, one being JPY pairs. Okay, you can see USD JPY and GBP JPY, they had very, very huge candles. Okay, I think one candle itself was at least about, yeah, you can see it was 600 pips. Okay, just for this candle. USD JPY, I think also about the same. Yeah, 500 pips. Okay, and if I go to hourly, you can see it was made up of just a few candles only for that 500 move, 500 pip move. All right, so there is a lot of opportunities for us to look for sell entries. All right, we will not be looking for buy entries. And the reason why is because after such a strong move, right, the buy side will continue for a short while, but price could potentially do something like this and create enough bearish momentum. And the reason why is because we are very much bullish right now, and there will always be a form of correction. Okay, so what we could look at is a level which is here, acting as our pivot point. Okay, this is for our resistance. All right, then the next thing is let's see. Yeah, okay, so next thing what we want to see is, of course, I think it's at the 61.8. Yep, we could possibly use the 61.8, but let me just highlight this area. Okay, all right, and then oh yes, one thing to note, we do have, I think we do have the projection, just nice 100%. Yeah. Okay, so at this area where we have the 61.8% Fibo retracement as well as the 100% Fibo projection, there is a higher possibility that price could react to this level, all right, slowly come up and react to this level. All right. This is what we are looking at for USD JPY. And this is a setup that I am looking at as well, right? Because for example, usually, all right, usually, and why I say usually is because I don't want to mislead you guys into thinking that whenever we have consolidation, a breakout towards the downside, price usually retest this level. All right. Price usually retest at the starting point of the consolidation zone. All right. But sometimes, of course, it doesn't retest. What it will do is it will extend all the way and continue upwards. All right. So this is something that it might do as well. All right. But of course, what we hope for is to see a rejection of this level and then we enter. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so for my resistance, very simple. I'll be placing it at the body of the candle because the gap is quite huge for USD JPY. I think this itself is really like 250 pips. Okay, so the range that I will give is about this area over here. I will usually put it at the body of the candle. All right, and then for my first support will be, let's see. Yeah, my first support will be this area over here. Okay, you can see how many times price respected this area. All right, so we can leave this here. Let's see, bearish. Yeah, this should be correct. Okay, so USD CHF is a little bit special. This one follows the XY. Okay, yeah, this should be it. All right, let's see. Okay, let's take a look at AUD USD. Okay, so for AUD USD, what we could look at is a range of AUD USD don't look too good right now. You can see how it's like trading. If I drop down to H4 and show you guys how it looks like, right? It just looks like it's trading within this range. But whenever AUD USD is trading within a range, which means we have potential for uh, a breakout. All right. So if I were to go to the daily time frame, all right, what I will look at is, of course, for price to come down lower. Let's see. Let's take a look. A bearish. Hmm. Actually, there's this level that I'm looking for a sell. Give me a moment. Let me do a quick check. 1.8%. I was looking at this area over here. Okay, I was looking at this area over here. Let's see. Price will definitely be bullish. Okay, I think I got it. Bearish. Okay, we are bullish right now. While AUD USD don't look too good. When it was at this area, it was amazing, right? Whatever pullback levels that you trade at, price will reach, right? Pullback, pullback, pullback. All these levels, right? But right now, price is ranging. So whenever it is ranging like this, what I would suggest is to stay out of the markets for a bit, right? Until we have a clear structure. So what I am looking for is I want price to break past these highs. Okay, once it breaks past these highs, all right, the next level that it will react to will either be this area or this area. All right, this is the level that I am looking at for AUD, for NZD USD. All right, yeah, NZD USD. Okay, let me see. Is this? Oh, it's the opening of the candle. Okay. Yeah. Let's wait for that. Okay, so NZD USD, take a pause. Uh, yeah. Oh my gosh, where's my? Oh my gosh, oh my flags. Okay. So let's see. Okay, next one. Huh, weird though. AUD USD. Let's see. Let's see. AD USD is also the same thing. Oh, we have a bigger extension. I like that. Okay, so what I am looking at is if this is sell, this one should go up. Yeah. Okay. 127 are these two levels. Oh, what's this? Okay. Then we look to the left. Oh wow, this is perfect. Okay. Okay. 127 and 127. Okay, so we have a Fibo extension level, right, which is this Nike tick over here. All right, so we could possibly see a rejection at this area. All right, where the 127.2% Fibo extension level is. All right. Okay, I'll just put it here. Okay, so what I am looking for is a possible retest of this level for price to go higher. All right, so I will not try to look for sales over here, but I am looking for a way for price to continue upwards, right? So that it goes up to this level at least. All right. And then this is, of course, my resistance. Okay, and then the next thing is my first support, which will be at this level over here. Okay, so AUD USD, let's keep it a little bit minimal because we have news on Tuesday. All right, so what we want to see is for price to continue. Then we go to H1. Yeah, so what we are looking for is right here. Oh my gosh, price open. Yeah, so price already had a confirmation on the H1, which is the break of structure here. So, for example, how could you enter? Oh, we have such a strong reaction over here. Oh my gosh. Okay, we might have to base off the live charts. Let me see. Why? Yeah, I think we can just leave it there first. Okay. So let's see. Key duration. Right, this is our AUD USD setup. Okay, all right, so now that we've gone through all of the majors, right, let's pause for two a quick 2 minutes, all right, so that you guys can process it, and if you have any questions, right, just feel free to ask. All right. So okay, just wait for 2 minutes. I just hope my computer please don't crash. Okay, let's wait 1 more minute. All right, and then we shall move on to gold. All right, and then we can go through um one or two indices, and then we'll go through crypto, and then we have covered almost all of the pairs that I'm looking at. Okay. All right, just give me 1 second. Let me just take a cup of water real quick. Okay, let's move on. All right. Oh, this is beautiful. All right, so let's take a look at gold itself. All right, so I think 2 weeks ago, right, when I shared this setup itself, all right, for gold, I was looking at this area, this very important level, okay, which is the 4,900 level until price started to dump all the way. All right, so right now, the question is, are we still in a bearish state or a bullish state for gold itself, right? But from what we can see, all right, price is at this level right now, okay? So let me just mark this area. Okay, so price is at this area, this level, right? It could possibly continue bearish because from the looks of it, right? If you go to H4, it's very much bearish. Price has been respecting these levels over here, right? You can see price has been respecting these pullback levels. Okay, so we could expect, but the level that I'm actually expecting gold to reach is this level over here. Let me show you guys. Um, oh, you reached this level already? So fast? I was actually looking at this level over here. Wait a minute. Oh, man. Wait. So long as price rejected it, we still have hope. Okay, so let me see. Hmm, okay, so we shall mark out a bigger projection, all right, which is from here to here and back to this height. Okay, 61 is here. Okay, this is too far. We shall not wait for it. Okay, so I'm looking for a sell at this area over here, but it seems like price has already rejected it once, right? But there is still a possibility that price can continue to reject this area. All right, so let me zoom into this level. Yeah, then you can see how it reacted to the 38.2% Fibo retracement level. All right, and if I'm not wrong, there is also a smaller projection, right, which is this level. Yeah, you can see how that is beautiful. Okay, so I think don't worry, price will definitely come back to this level. But what we can do is to wait and see how it reacts here, and then we can possibly look to continue taking sales. Okay, don't worry about that because we have a lot more potential since on a bigger scale projection, right? Price could potentially end up here. All right, this is something to take note of. Okay, so our resistance will definitely be at this area over here. Let's keep it simple. Resistance. All right, and as for my support, right, I'll be targeting this level over here. Okay, I would put it here, but this is too tight of a range, right? I shall put my stop loss, sorry, not stop loss, my support at this level. All right, so we have a lot of potential for price to react here again and continue downwards to tap on this liquidity area. Okay, the most important thing is this level, right? This level is our liquidity zone. Yeah, this pink little dot over here. Okay. Let's see. So interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's take the, oh my gosh, S&P. I mean, I've seen, oh wow, it's at 7. Oh, it crossed 7.2K already. Good news for us. But the bad news is that we might see a correction soon because, okay, just to reinforce the fact that every single time, right, the FED, the Fed chair changes, right, stocks will always have a drop by at least 5%. All right. And the reason why is because whenever for example, a new Fed chair is being appointed, right? They will try to raise interest rates. And once interest rates are being raised, right, there is a chance, there is a higher chance for stocks to drop. All right. This is like a opposite. Interest rate go up, stocks go down. Okay. And yeah, so since the Fed chair will be changing soon, right? Powell already stepped down as chairperson. All right, so we could see a drop in the stock markets sometime sooner or later. All right, but there is also a possibility that Trump can continue to uh, put interest rates at a level where it's normal. All right, so he is like going against um the facts. Okay. So far for indices, we don't really have anything to watch out for because US 30, right? Not a lot of setups that we can look for, right? S&P also all-time highs. We want to stay out of there. All right. So I think for this area, let's take a look at silver. Oh, interestingly, let's see. Okay. Mm, all right. I know what to do for silver. Okay. So instead of having a pivot point right here, okay, I'll be placing my pivot point at this level because it aligns with the 78.6% Fibo projection. All right. So what we could see is for, right, price already came here, come down, right? What we could see is for price to come all the way up here, right? And then reacting to this level before coming down again. All right. So right now, price is still a little bit uncertain of where it might go, right? Because of such levels over here. All right. So let's see. Mm, yeah. So my resistance level, I'll keep it simple. I'll place it at this swing high resistance. All right. And then for my support, let's see. Yeah, I'll place it here. Okay. I think silver might be cleaner, right? Because at this level, actually, I'm looking quite closely because at this area, right, we have a bearish engulfing candle followed by why is it so big? Okay, followed by two consecutive bearish candles. All right, so this level is a very decent supply zone that price could react to. All right, very simple. Okay, so we are looking for a pivot point. All right, so this is what we are looking at for silver. I think this is a pretty decent setup. And I think, no, we can't draw a retracement because if I were to draw a retracement, right, it cuts through this level over here, which is not something that I want, although it might align with the 78.6. Yeah, okay. But I can just put there for reference, just that it might be a little bit misleading sometimes. Okay. Okay, let's do oh, Bitcoin is recovering pretty nicely, right? We already gone past the 75K mark and on the way to 80K. Okay, so what we want to look at is, of course, let's see. Okay, so the pattern right now, from what I see for Bitcoin, is that it kind of reacts to pullbacks quite a bit, right? So we want to adapt to all these changes. You can see how it reacted to this pullback. All right, you can see how it reacted to this level again. So after the breakout, it might react to this level. Okay, so right now we don't have a breakout yet, so we can't look for any entries. Okay, I would suggest not to look for any entries right now because price has yet to break past this level. Okay, but we could possibly look at a entry for Ethereum. Wait, let me see. Okay, let me just do a quick check. Okay. Um, okay. I think we could still try out for BTC, Bitcoin by placing it right at this level. Okay. This is our pivot point. All right. And the reason why is because what I noticed is each time I mark out a shorter time frame projection, right? Price actually does um go past, right? So what I did was I mark out my projection as well this time around. All right, and it aligns with this 78.6% Fibo projection. Okay, and if I go to H4, H4 has a clearer view of what I'm looking at. Right, you can see how price could react to this level. And then of course on the daily, let's see yeah, same thing, 78.6% Fibo retracement. So at this level, this is what I'm looking at. Okay, these two combined together forms a feeble confluence level. All right. So the next thing is, of course, let's see. Yeah. Okay. So my first support, right, will be at this area over here. Okay, give it a little bit more space to maneuver around. All right. 71 is my first support. 75 is your level of entry. And then for resistance wise, right, we could be looking at this level over here. Okay, I wouldn't put it right here. I'll put it slightly higher, referencing this previous swing low. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at for BTC, and it should be a buy. Yeah, this is the level that I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Okay, very simple. All right, so we've covered gold, we've covered silver, we've covered all the majors, and we've covered Bitcoin as well. All right. Yep, so I think these are all the setups that we need to watch out for this upcoming week ahead, right? Other than that, nothing else. Only for NZD USD, I will just stay out there for a while because NZD USD is currently in a range, so we wouldn't want to be stuck in that consolidation phase. All right. So what this is Bitcoin is actually something that I'm looking at right now as well, right? There's a lot of potential for Bitcoin to have a recovery stage all the way up to back to the 90K areas. All right, but it might take a while. Okay, what we can do right now is to work with what we have, right, and to see if we are able to profit for this week. Okay. Yep. So that's all from me to you guys. I'm sorry that I it took me so long just to solve the issue. I had the blue screen, then I had to make sure that my com doesn't crash, right? If not, it will interrupt the session itself. Okay, and I thank goodness it didn't crash right now. Yep. So thank you guys for waiting patiently, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed this session as much as I did. All right, and please remember to always stay safe and trade safe as well. Okay, and I shall see you guys next week. All right, take care and bye bye.